people and say that you are a liberal arts college.
I don't believe we've shied away from our definition of liberal arts college.
We believe we continue to be a liberal arts college based on the definition in the letter. I have to tell you, I'm sitting down because I've been standing for over an hour 45, and I'm an old man. I'm almost as old as Chappie D, and my legs are really hurting, okay? So that's why I'm sitting.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I guess I want to start talking about kind of, I don't like being angry. Like I'm bad at it.
Thank you.
I'm really bad at it. But I kind of am, and a lot of people are. And
I know.
I'm sure you have, and I'm sure that can't feel good. And nobody's really.
And the regions don't feel good either.
Yeah, nobody's really feeling that good right now. And I've seen a lot of different reactions, and a lot of people I love, and I've seen tears, a lot of them. I've seen a lot of anger, a lot of disappointment. I've heard the word embarrassment used, that they can't look at people in the eyes anymore. It just feels different. It feels like a part has become missing. And what it seems like to me is, with all these reactions, and here's one that I had when I consider myself to be a very logical, and I don't like jumping conclusions. I don't like to bandwagon and become angry at things to be angry. I hate that. It's one of my least favorite things. But I noticed how much of a reaction I was feeling, and I can't help but say it's because of these specific subjects are very, to an incredibly high degree, and that's why people are so upset. So I was wondering, obviously, when this decision was being made, what reaction do you think people were going to have? Is this what you suspected?
Yeah, I thought about, this is the hard work God called me to do. I don't like doing it. I just don't like being involved in it. But for such a time as this, God put me here, and we've never had a balanced budget, and we don't have any choices. We have to have a balanced budget, so we had to make really hard decisions. And option A, remember that one, cut everything? It was way worse. So we're trying to be careful and delicate, and we had to splinter out and say, boy, theater productions are so important to Bethany, and the people it takes to run them. We got to keep that, okay? So that's why we chose to keep that, but not necessarily the major one.
Right. Yeah, and specifically with theater, I think anybody who is in it would tell you that the reason for the amazing things that it's been producing and how it's been combining the art of theater with that Christian perspective is because of the education background. I'm in one of Pete's classes right now, and it's just an amazing time. I mean, I think everybody would imagine that man.
I agree.
That man it makes learning real fun. And I mean, our ongoing assignment is to carry around a journal and look at the world. And I find myself writing a lot about God and a lot about how amazing the people around me are. And I'm really glad for that. And so when I go into the Sigley Theater, that's what I'm thinking about. And it's because of his classes and Emily's classes too. It's this amazing opportunity from industry level, which is something really amazing for theater because there's not a lot of that. And it's shrinking and it's really sad. Which, again, that's what the reaction is.
Yeah, so it's making me really sad to hear you say this.
I think we should feel very blessed to be honest and say goodbye to some people.
Yes, it could have been worse. 2018 versus 2023, I lived through both of them. having to tell 9 people that, sorry, you can't work here anymore. It was as hard on me as it was to tell them. And it was a whole lot more dollars. People then were very sad, but I didn't get the backlash as this time. And matter of fact, I will tell you, we followed the same communication plan back then as we did this time. So I had to announce those 9 cuts of people. It was like the day before Easter break. So we did that, told people, and we had a meeting with the faculty and staff, told them. We were all very sad. We went away for Easter break weekend. Monday, Thursday, Good Friday, wonderful Easter. Came back to school Tuesday, and I put out the letter. Now, maybe social media in 2018 wasn't what it is in 2023. I'm not a communication major, okay? So it worked. And I said, okay, let's see, why don't we do it the same way? Well, the board met mid-November, we'll get it announced before Thanksgiving break. Everybody has Thanksgiving weekend. I'll come back Monday, put out that letter that you now received. That did not work. The Board of Regents is very sad, hurt. Think about, they had to make some tough decisions. And it's not, well, like I say, they didn't sign up for it. They got elected to be one of 12 people on a board by the Senate convention. But they're not paid to do what they do. They're a volunteer board, and so they're like, oh, they're very troubled. And then those of us here at Bethany, boy, you can imagine my life since Tuesday night has not been good. So, matter of fact, my life the last year has not been good, thinking about this. Can you imagine, I've been thinking about this for a whole year with my team. And we know doomsday is coming, because we have to have a balanced budget, and there's no other way to make it happen than to do some things. So I've been dreading this for a long time. And during that year, what did we do? We talked to every department on the campus and said, we got a problem. What can you do in your area to help reduce expenses? And we got a long list of things. Okay.
I just want to really quick say on behalf of the whole theater department, majors, minors, anybody that's in theater projections, I just want to say thank you for maintaining the shows and the professors throughout all of this, because it would have been so much more traumatic for everybody involved, whether in the past or present, if you completely cut the department and all of the shows and everything involved. So I just wanted to put that out quick.
Yeah.
So, we're keeping the full-time staff.
Yes. Defined as regular employees. I can't speak for the contract employees.
No, I know.
Okay.
I want to know how this is saving any money. If we're keeping those full-time employees, how is cutting the major saving money?
So, savings come in, instead of teaching, we would ask those 2.5 professors to do more of the background work. Yeah. Some of the savings comes in not having overload. So if you have more than a full load at Bethany, you get extra pay, so we would not have the extra pay. Those would be the 2 primary. Is that?
And then investment strategies of trying to.
And then, yeah, the investment strategy is asking them to help recruit for the finance. Yeah, thank you. So that's where it's about $40,000 of savings is what we documented.
So you're talking about recruiting then? But how are we supposed to recruit people if we don't have a major that people can study that?
What we would be doing is what we do in the fine arts, where we say, you can be in all these wonderful things at Bethany, majors at Bethany, and you can be in our wonderful theater productions. That's very much a simplification.
This might be kind of a dumb question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So, like with the speech team, it's not like we said no more speech. They had a very hard flow
Yeah.
of not having.
You gotta figure out how to repackage it.
And yeah, and you're trying to figure out a way to make it as sustainable as possible. I just want to ask, is there ways that theater can be reimagined, the major minor can be reimagined so that it's still there but it looks different? Can that be talked about?
I've already talked to Dr. Lowry about that very topic.
Right.
But I don't want you to walk away thinking that it's gonna happen.
I know.
Is that fair enough? Yeah. So if somebody wants to reimagine something, we will certainly listen.
Okay.
We have to figure out how to make it work.
You said 40,000 saving?
Yeah, it's something in the 40s.
So if you increase tuition by around $70 per student, you would have the same effect?
On top of the, whatever the tuition rate's already been added to for next year. So the board approved the next tuition increase last August. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but there was an increase already for next year decided, and then you'd have to add that.
I just find is what would you do a rhetorical question in this case? Because you keep responding to us with that, but we don't have information or resources. We're just being thrown at this, and we want to think of things. We want to find solutions and keep the education that we've grown to love, but
I had pastors this summer say, because the Synod Convention, maybe you saw in the letter, the Synod Convention got the lowdown on what's going on financially, and they voted last June at the convention, regions, do whatever you have to keep Bethany going. So I had a lot of pastors last summer saying, why don't you just jack tuition? It's an option. But how many would we lose if tuition went up $2,000 at one time? Or whatever it might be. You know, so you take a risk, but you take a calculated risk. So.
And by the way, when you figure out, you can't just use the large enrollment number and break that down.
I did not use the large enrollment number.
Oh.
I used the 4-year graduate student number. The large enrollment number is way bigger.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, there are a lot of students too that some who pay nothing in tuition to go to Bethany too.
I rounded down as well.
Yeah.